I'm not scared of these people. Far from it.
Please, 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 make the effort. Go out and vote for us. Let's get a result.
Nigel Farage lost the Clacton by-election.
I can officially say that I am the winning candidate.
Yeah, I know he literally won the vote, but hear me out a moment.
Of the candidates who bothered to turn up for the results.
Reform's victory rings a bit hollow to me, with 22,000 votes for Nigel Farage and 9,000 for a guy in a bin outfit.
So against Nigel Farage, compared to Andy Burnham, I am 1,000 times more popular.
From the word go, this whole thing was a farce. A cynical attempt to get out of the ongoing police and parliamentary investigation into his blatant corruption.
Vote Tad, not fraud. Not wanted here, Nigel. Go home to your rich mate. Go home to your rich mate.
An even more farcical development was when his campaign actually realised during the election that this whole thing wouldn't stop the investigation, and it was basically just a massive waste of time.
Stay tuned for part 2 of the Clacton by-election, coming soon to a leisure centre near you as soon as that parliamentary inquiry reports.
This is a very big sort of thick of it up that is quite rare from people like Farage. He's quite a cynical, savvy guy, to be fair to him usually.
Fuck's sake, Jesus! Right, well now we've got another fucking adjective to add to fucking smug and glum, haven't we? Fucking retarded!
The little cherry on the top of this bakewell is the fact that he's also had to embarrass himself by doing a campaign against Count Binface.
Damned if I'm going to stand on a stage having won a resounding victory, a ringing endorsement of all that I've tried to fight for and you try to fight for, and be demeaned and humiliated by nobodies.
The direct juxtaposition of Nigel Farage and Count Binface really does put you in the mind of Alan Partridge. Like, it feels like a lost episode from Hi, I'm Alan Partridge.
Don't you ever do something like that again.
I actually cringed internally every time he referred to Count Binface as the establishment candidate. Like, it really was embarrassing.
This is the people of Clacton against the establishment.
Yeah.
Have you won?
Yes.
You have won.
Yeah, very convincingly. I've managed to beat the establishment candidate.
Unconditional gift with a curious wit. It's a mystery.
Almost as embarrassing as this fucking idiot who shouted wanker at Farage and then crashed a car 5 seconds later.
Well, just send a couple of people over.
Yeah. She won't be doing that again another way.
Don't get me wrong, I don't like the guy, but that clip is pretty gold. But anyway, watching Count Binface just go around Clacton, do like a positive vibes local landmark campaign, was like water to a dying man in the desert to me.
I have come to one of the greatest landmarks, not only in the Clacton constituency, but in the entire planet Earth. It is, of course, the wonderful Naze Tower. Now, you must get the correct vowel at the end of that. It is an E. If you put another one, it could end up with something rather different. But
like, seriously, with how shit everything's been for the last 10 years and all the institutional failure, it's quite nice to just have a campaign where a guy just puts on a silly suit, goes around to some local landmarks and just says utter shite. Binface's campaign was much more positive than Nigel Farage, who essentially cosplayed as Saul Goodman, dropping off his own acting headshots to people, or the pensioners rather, around Clacton on Sea.
No one to touch us. No matter what they do, Nigel, don't let us down.
Don't worry.
Please don't.
Yeah, that's a hard bit.
I don't know, maybe you guys can tell me in the comments, but I would actually like to see Binface be like an actual MP. Like, I hope he wins in the future, because he does seem a bit more like he actually cares about shit than like the vast majority of politicians.
I make that a 2,500% swing to Binface in 2 months. I think that's the greatest swing in British political history, but you probably know better than me.
Look, there was never any doubt in my mind, or most people's minds, that Farage would win in the end. Like, they picked this seat for a reason in Clacton. It was one of their major ones, and, you know, he's not exactly lost all of his support. He's still a popular guy in some circles.
So good to see you.
Nigel, you're going to save our country. You are definitely going to save our
Someone's
country.
got it.
You're certainly going to be the best and next Prime Minister.
Binface was always going to hoover up that anti-Farage vote, but in my opinion, everything over 2,000 to 3,000 votes was a massive embarrassment for Reform UK.
Count Binface, 9,455. Farage, Nigel, Reform UK, 22,239.
Like, if we consider that the Reform UK crypto baron party got 2/3 of the vote, and the literal Who comedy writer got like 1/3 of the vote with a bin on his head, I think that's a pretty fucking damning indictment of Reform UK, as well as, you know, their momentum and party vibes as a whole.
Nigel has said he's done nothing wrong. Yes, he received some money. It might be too much for you. I don't know what the threshold is for you, 5 million or not. He received money. A friend.
A chocolates is normally
well, I mean, that's to you, right? Everything is relative. You are not the judge and jury.
To Nigel Farage, £5 million is a way of saying thank you. Whatever.
Well, yeah, it is, but it's not you to judge what amount is acceptable. So
I think we could actually make a pretty good case that this shows that the glory days are behind Reform UK. They're going to come under a lot more scrutiny from now on.
The last thing you do is give your enemies
wouldn't share information that you say is a credible threat against the leader of your party with the police force of Essex, the part of the country where he is the MP for. You're saying obviously not, you would not share.
With the greatest of respect, we're literally just...
Nigel Farage's personal appeal has went from steak and ale pie and chips to basically a shit sandwich paid for with financial fraud.
Am I the establishment, really? On the one hand, we have the former MP, former MEP. He's been a fixture of the British landscape in the last 20 years. He caused Brexit, which has made each of you absolutely poorer over the last 10 years. The country is in deep trouble.
Put it simply, most people in the UK now believe he's a slimy f***.
If you could describe this in one word, really, this by-election, what would it be?
Farcical. With a capital F.
Adding to Reform UK's lacklustre showing is the fact that they've been arguing quite a lot over this campaign. Like, if we look at Zia Yusuf and all of the shit he posts online on Twitter all the time, it was getting so bad that like Nigel Farage and other people would tell him to shut the fuck up.
There are certain elements of Reform, again Zia Yusuf, who thought that Zach Polanski should be taken into custody for that sharing.
Right.
I said that wasn't an appropriate response, and we're supposed to be the party of free speech.
As Nigel looked more clownish each passing day of the election, you kind of got more and more noise from the backstabbing little slimy fucks in Reform UK about, you know, maybe a new leader or maybe Farage is on his way out in the future, who knows?
There was no need to do this. You don't even know that there would ever have been a by-election.
Well, look, forgive me, I'm not going to take any advice off Rachel Reeves.
Throughout their campaign, you had a lot of their big wigs and MPs going onto the news, doing interviews and generally backing up their embarrassing corruption with a level of doublespeak not seen since 1984.
Are you okay with him, with Mr Farage, who wants to be Prime Minister, who wants to run this country, being close friends with a convicted fraudster, the man called George Cottrell?
Yes, I am, because you know what? It's a testament.
Do you know what he did?
I do know. I know very well what he did, because it's a testament to Nigel's
Should we tell our
character.
audience what he did?
Please, feel free. I don't think it's a secret.
He went, according to the Sunday Times, he went on the dark web and he offered drug dealers an opportunity to launder their proceeds through crypto.
I'm sure somewhere in the background of all this, Robert Jenrick was stroking his old Tory party badge like Gollum, waiting for his moment to just strike.
£250,000. Can you honestly, hand on heart, say that is a good use of very scarce taxpayers' money?
Well, firstly, Reform offered to pay the money.
You know how the rules work.
Well, look, we offered to pay, but that's not really the point, is it? Because you can't put a price on democracy.
Really, the most damning thing we can say about it is that it's a massive waste of everyone's time and money involved. That's mine and your money, by the way. Around £250,000 wasted by Nigel Farage of taxpayer money that will again be wasted in the future when he's found guilty of all his fucking financial corruption.
The parliamentary investigation into Nigel Farage and his £5 million gift has restarted. It was suspended after he resigned as an MP, but now he's won the Clacton by-election. The Standards watchdog is resuming its work.
It's also exposed what a massive prick he is on a personal level, although we probably already knew that already.
No one's making a decision. I'm just asking you, has he accepted other stuff, cash, other benefits in kind from other people that the electorate doesn't yet know about?
Victoria, are you seriously asking me that question?
Yes, I'm seriously asking you that question.
I mean,
all just so this £5 million prima donna can continue to just try and undermine the UK at any single opportunity.
Have you met Count Binface? Do you like him?
I've not met him, no. He's an extreme left-wing BBC comedy writer.
The simple fact is, people are still talking about Nigel Farage corruption charges. People are still talking about his dodgy links to crypto firms. Now people talk about how he was a fucking idiot who ran against a bin in an election.
And tonight he said it would be stupid. What do you think about that?
Well, I'm glad he's not saying that this by-election's silly, which of course it isn't. It's a very fair and positive campaign between two rival candidates to rule the country.
Thankfully, Malcolm Tucker gave us a perfect word that we can use in this situation. An omnishambles.
Jesus Christ, see you, you're a fucking omnishambles, that's what you are. You're like that coffee machine, you know, from bean to cup, you fuck up.
Farage and Reform have went from a bad situation fighting corruption charges and financial fraud investigations to then go to an even worse position in fighting those exact same charges, only now they've got the embarrassment of running against Binface to add to their f***ing register. Look, maybe I'll be proven wrong with time, but I think that Clacton was a Pyrrhic victory, essentially a long-term loss for Farage and Reform UK.
We want something fresh, something new, something that actually believes in this country, proud of being British.
It's a clear case of winning the battle, but not winning the war. Farage and Reform now look very beatable, and the shark-eyed ladder climbers that he surrounded himself with don't really like that fact that now they look like idiots.
Labour, Lib Dem and Conservative canvassers have been out for Binface. You know, they're not going to win.
The rats have abandoned so many ships that there are no more ships in port to jump to. I actually think over the next few months we'll see Reform and Farage get more desperate as they try to claw back control against Kemi's Tories and Rupert Lowe's Restore Britain. But that's just my opinion. Like and subscribe, tell me in the comments, and I'll see you next time.